Hi, this is Peggy with Natural Awakenings Magazine, and we are here today with Dee Bayro, who is the founder of Natural Remedee. Hi, Dee. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Peggy. Thanks for being here. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, it's a gorgeous day, and we're going to spend some time today talking with Dee about CBD and CBG and cannabinoids and how all of that ties together to help us in our everyday lives, especially now when we're coping with stress, and anxiety, and everything that's going on right now. So, Dee, tell us a little bit about yourself and Natural Remedy.
So, Natural Remedy is my health coaching business. And how I got involved in this, it's very interesting. I've been 20 years a business owner in marketing and graphic design and ad agency, predominantly working with the health community, the natural health
Hmm.
community, helping chiropractors. Chiropractors, a lot of these practitioners do a great job, but they don't know how to market. So I was always in that realm, always loved the community. And then one day, not one day, but all of a sudden it led up to after I was pregnant, I got very ill, mysteriously ill, and I think it was like a good 10 years undiagnosed, going to many different doctors
Mm,
and finding out that I had undiagnosed Lyme disease.
wow.
So it really debilitated me, took me to a whole different level of, awareness in the whole health community. And I actually had to do a lot of research on my own and figure this out because the medical community had no idea what was wrong with me. It was pretty crazy times. I look back at it all and it was really getting me to where I am right now. And I had to go through all that. And it's actually become my whole mission now.
Hmm.
I redirected Natural Remedy to be all about support and helping people with chronic illness and dealing with, you know, managing their chronic illness and their pain syndromes and all that. So that's how it all started with Natural Remedy.
Well, one of the things that you have really incorporated into Natural Remedy is CBD. And I know that you work with a lot of different CBD products for people and for pets. How did you find out about CBD?
It's so interesting. So this past 3 years, about 3 years ago, someone called me up and said, Dee, have you looked into CBD oil? And I said,
Mm.
no, no. So of course I did all my research and I was just intrigued and blown away because there is a
Hmm.
whole science behind it. And this was so new, not even three. By the way, it's only been around for the last 6 years. So when I looked
As a commercial product.
Yes, as a commercial product. It was highlighted on CNN by a little girl named Charlotte who was having daily seizures every day. And, she took the oil and boom, they stopped. So it
Mhm.
just turned into this big pop CBD everywhere. Now you're seeing it in gas stations and all that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a game changer for me. So Peggy, I was literally at my wit's end in the medical community. I mean, I was walking with a walker, I
Mhm.
was bedridden, and I would leave one of the top neurologists in Chicago, and he would say, I'm really sorry, Dee, but we really can't find anything wrong with you. And at that point I was thinking, okay, am I going crazy? I remember driving home and my husband said to me after like the 17th doctor that we saw, he just looked at me and he said, are you faking this? And I'll never forget that time. I mean, I
Mhm.
still remember the feelings, the seeing his face. Like I thought to myself, really? And that was the first time ever that I felt so alone, with no support, no medical support. Now my family thinks I'm crazy. Anyways, I started having panic attacks. I mean, it went into this major panic of, wow, is this my life? This is what's going to
Mhm.
happen. And that was pretty scary times. So I say this to you because I'm very holistic. I'm very natural. I didn't want to take any type of medications, but I have to tell you, like, I was so thankful to have Xanax in my back pocket because I never knew when a panic attack was going to come on or what that was all about. So anyways, I say this to you because what intrigued me about CBD was the whole how it helps with mood and panic and
Mhm.
anxiety. So I looked very heavily into that and I started CBD oil and my panic attacks went away. My body started feeling calm. I was able to like get out of that fight or flight mode. And what what I learned is that our bodies cannot heal in fight or flight. So even look at today, in today's world, what we're all going through with this COVID and the panic that's involved behind that and all the fear. That's the scariest part, because we need to keep our immune system strong, but yet we're not going to be able to heal, or our bodies can't really react at their best if we're in fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
So anyways, CBD oil was a huge part of my healing, and it all started with the anxiety and the panics and calming my brain. And then I started looking more and more into this, and how it just affects so many of our body systems. There's a science behind it. And by the way, I'm so passionate about this because there is science behind it, and knowing that this is a new body system that they literally discovered, and it's being taught.
The cannabinoid system.
Yeah, the endocannabinoid system. It's amazing. By the way, I always tell people, please Google that, because there's so much to talk about.
Well, can you give us a 30-second tour? How does that work? And how does CBD and CBG work to help you with the stress and the panic?
Yeah, well, first I want to
systems.
say, the endocannabinoid system is it's a brand new system, just newly discovered 1992, like I said, being taught in 13% of medical schools right now. So there is this big awareness out there, but this is the system that literally runs all of our other body systems. It's like the main hub, think of it like that. So it's the master regulator. It regulates everything. So most of our systems are not functioning, or they're dysfunctional. So then this is what, all the other systems get dysfunctional. So this is the root, sort of say, the root, and you have to have this system up and running. So what cannabinoids do, basically it's the endocannabinoid system. So we internally create endogenously, right? We create our own cannabinoids. And like I said, if we're in fight or flight mode, this system shuts down. If you're chronically ill, stressed, the system shuts down. So just think about that. So when people start taking CBD, which is external cannabinoids, right, from plants, plant-based cannabinoids, the body sees all these external cannabinoids floating around and says, oh, it's okay to make our own. So it's very interesting. So then our body turns on and starts working again. So that's the best part for me, is seeing these chronically ill people, start getting better and better, really like instantly. It's amazing. And it all just starts, there's so many things. I mean, people are attracted to cannabinoids for pain, because it's known for pain. CBD, if you were to look it up, it's known for pain. People love it for pain. The next big thing is mood, anxiety. By the way, CBD is what's known as a cannabinoid. There's over 113 different cannabinoids that they found in cannabis. So the cool part is we haven't even touched all those, and we have no idea what they do. But CBD is the most researched. And you mentioned CBG, which a lot of people listening today probably never even heard of CBG.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, CBG is all the rage right now. It's the next big cannabinoid that they're studying. They're finding that it's all brain. They're finding that CBG can regrow brain neurons. So it's regrowing the brain. It helps more so with pain. Real quickly, it's the stem cell of the plant is what they're finding. So when the plant starts growing, it's full of CBG. And then that quickly morphs into the other cannabinoids. So they're calling it like the stem cell of it all. But what they're finding is when you add this into a hemp extraction, you add additional CBG in there, you're really amplifying all these cannabinoids and boosting them, so to speak. So we're real excited to just know, the next one on the horizon you're going to start hearing about is CBN, that's all about sleep.
Yeah.
So cannabinoids are amazing. There's so much to learn, but we're in the forefront of it all. And, I always tell people you have so much to gain to just try and see if this helps you, because it is a natural, and our bodies need this because of this internal system. We need it.
And to clarify for our viewers who, if they're not all that familiar with CBD, there is no THC in it. This is all natural. It's not a psychotropic portion of it. I believe that's the right word.
So THC is another cannabinoid, which by the
Yeah,
way,
but it's not in CBD and CBG and what we're talking about.
well, that's a great question, Peggy, because this is why I go around and I educate, because
Hmm.
that isn't true. So a lot of the CBDs on the market, okay, come from hemp that you can buy over the counter.
Right, which is legal, federally legal.
Federally illegal, but hemp does contain a very small amount, 0.03% of
Hmm.
THC. So I say this to you because people need to be aware. You're not going to get high. You're not going to notice anything. You're not going to have that feeling. You know, if you're taking a
Mm.
full spectrum CBD oil, full spectrum means all, you know, the whole plant extraction. So there is that small amount of THC in a full spectrum formula. However, if you look, what I tell people to do is look for a broad spectrum, which basically means the full plant extraction, right? So you're going to get all the cannabinoids, but they take out the THC. So if you are, you know, a pilot or you get drug tested, I totally recommend, so you can feel comfortable or safe, broad spectrum. Now there are a lot of on the market what's just called an isolate, which is a
Hmm.
CBD oil. It's just they pull out that CBD compound, they stick it with a carrier oil, and you know, that kind of thing. I feel medicinally, and if you're going to be taking CBD oil, that the most benefits you're going to get is from a full spectrum, broad spectrum.
Yeah. So it's pulling in more of the plant, and it's also how it's being processed as opposed to just being put with a carrier.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? This is the deal. No one knows anything about this. This whole cannabis world is unregulated. So you got to be really careful out there. And, you know, I invite everyone to get on Tuesday nights. I do a Zoom where we talk about
Okay.
a buyer's guide of how to purchase CBD oil and what to look for. Because real quickly, you know, hemp is a bioaccumulator. I know I could talk on for this forever, but I mean, it does suck up from the ground heavy metals. And you got to be very careful, especially we don't want heavy metal toxicity. That's a whole nother ball game. And a lot of these people jumped on this bandwagon, this CBD bandwagon. That's why you're seeing it at gas stations
A lot
and
of companies, you mean, jumped on it.
yes. And you know, they're going at it for a financial gain, right? It's a fad type thing. So they're not pulling out the heavy metals, the pesticides, and all that stuff. So you got to be really careful. So we go over just the challenges in the market and what to look for and what makes a
Hmm.
good CBD oil.
So if somebody wanted to start looking for a CBD, just to kind of summarize, what are maybe the three main things in a product that somebody would look for to get either pain relief or some stress and anxiety
Well, you
relief?
want to definitely make sure on their website that they have a certificate of analysis, okay, which is a third party that
Third
is,
party.
yeah, third party testing. They're actually going and analyzing and telling you what's in the bottle. So that's very important. The other big key thing, which a lot of people don't even realize this, if the bottle actually says CBD, I would run, okay? Because this is the deal. CBD has been trademarked by Big Pharma, and they're cracking down on people with using that term. So a lot of these lower end companies who don't have the lawyers and the legal people, they don't even know to even look into that. So anyways, if it has CBD on there, you want to run. You're
What
looking,
should it say?
well, full, it should say cannabinoids. So full,
Or hemp oil?
yeah, hemp oil, because most of the over the counter is hemp, which contains all the cannabinoids, even more so than marijuana. Um, there is, you know, you can go to a medical dispensary also and get CBD oil, and that's going to come from marijuana. So you're going to probably get more of the THC in there, that kind of thing. What else would you look for? I would definitely, that would be the biggest thing. You want to make sure it's a safe product,
Hmm.
no labeling of CBD, do your homework, and yeah.
And full spectrum as opposed to an isolate.
Yeah, full spectrum as if for medicinal. I feel if you're going to take, this is the deal, you guys, look at your back of your vitamin D bottle. You're not going to just see vitamin D. You're going to see all these other cofactors in there, right? Magnesium, K, all that. And that just helps with absorption. They all work together to absorb properly. We don't even know what these other cannabinoids do, but we know that they all work together. You know, like whole food vitamin C, you know, we take that. There's a reason for that. It's better than taking a synthetic form. There, you know,
Yeah.
nature has a reason for everything.
So if people want to learn more or if they want to work with you, how do they reach you, Dee?
On my website, we have hemphealthtalks.com.
Okay, well, great. So we go to hemphealthtalks.com. Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Dee. Thanks for joining us today and giving us an overview of CBD and what to look for.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dee.
Okay, we'll talk to you.